Man, what's up? It's your boy Carcino here, man. I hope all of you are blessed out there. Definitely, if you get this video, share it with your friends. Hit the subscribe button. And when it says notifications, please select all because, it's rough out there. And, I don't know what's going on. I really don't. I have no control over any of this. I'm trying to figure out myself what's all this nonsense that's transpiring around here. But we keep fighting to get you the real. So let's get to it. This the truth behind the Tupac, Corrupt, and Mary J. Blige drama. Now, people have told this story, and they've told this story in different ways, and it is what it is. But from the way it was told to me, when Pac got there, Mary J was on her way there or already there because she had had a falling out with Puffy. And her falling out with Puff was mainly not really with him. Her fallout was with Andre Harrell. Andre Harrell was the one that really was managing them. Puffy was just helping her with her image and sound. But everything else was Andre Harrell. So as far as the contracts. So she wasn't really a bad boy artist. So her contract and the things in the way that was structured wasn't really up to Puffy. It was up to Andre Harrell. And we'll get to that on another, playing field. So when Pac get home, right, it's a big coming out party and he go right to the studio. He started putting in work immediately. And he wanted to get right to work. Like, I want to get to work. So they went by, got something to eat. They stopped by the swap meet. They was in the mall. He met a bunch of people, Daz and the rest of them, Corrupt. Mary J was there. She's wearing a doggone like scarf wrapped around her neck with some big sunglasses and a hat, like she an old lady going to church. And Pac was like, "Girl, you dressed up like you going into a funeral with this hat on." Yeah, this sun out here, no, I don't really want to, be seen by everybody. So he's like, "Oh, it's all good." So as they walk in, everybody's seeing Pac, and they just like lighten up when they see him. He walking because they didn't know he was out. So to see Tupac out, it was just like blowing everybody's minds. So at that time, Suge Knight had a cell phone. And it was the first time, like, he was like, "Oh, snap, you got the celly." He had the Motorola, he had a black Motorola flip analog cell phone. It had a little phone case. And he's like, "Yeah, you see, plug it in the cigarette lighter. And then it charge, and you charge it, and it lasts you all day." And he ain't lying. If you had that phone, it would probably last you a day. That's how much the battery was. It was analog, and you just dial out or whatever. It had a P in the front, whatever. You just dial. So he had one of those. So Pac said, "Man, I got to get one of those." He's like, "I'm going to get you one. I'm going to get you two. You're going to be able to buy so much, man. You're going to make more in 1 week than you made all them albums you done made over there dealing with them. You in the Death Row family. You're going to be the biggest thing on the label." So Pac was like, "I hear you. All right, let me go ahead and make this money for you." Man, he went in there in the studio working with Corrupt, Daz. Him and Daz hit right away. Because Daz is all about, okay, well, I got these tracks. Daz already had like songs ready to go. So whatever they was working on, Suge shut everything down. It was like, We stopping everything. Tupac, next project coming out. That's what we working on. So Jodeci album that they was working on got put the brakes on. So they wasn't too happy about that. I remember they was like, wait a minute. All right, cool. You know, we coming out. We gonna be huge. We gonna have a joint on Tupac's album. And Suge was like, oh yeah, that's I've envisioned it. Like Suge already envisioned Tupac working with Jodeci, but Jodeci hung out more with Danny Boy and Suge. Pac had his own crew that he mingled with and he hung out with, like the Outlaws. That's basically his crew. A lot of people think he hung out with Jodeci, like that was his crew. That's not necessarily true at all, and that's what people get their consumption because they see them together. So he was around probably Daz the most at one point, and then it kind of split because in the beginning stages when they were recording, he spent most of his time hanging around Daz and Snoop and all the Dog Pound. He was mostly around them a lot. So Dre, he saw sparingly. He saw DJ Quick. Quick came through and did some work with Pac, but he mostly hung out around his own crew and stayed in there with the engineers. So he didn't really kick it like the rest of them was kicking it. He come out every now and then, but other than that, he was in there spending the hours engineering, mixing. So Mary J had a song "Not Gonna Cry" on the Waiting to Exhale soundtrack and all that stuff, and all these songs was coming out on the project that they was working on, and her and Casey's doing their thing. And now, so they was working on a cover records for a soundtrack, and Casey and JoJo, they was already kind of getting ready to do their own thing, and Jodeci was kind of splitting up, but not at first. Devontae had did the "I came to bring the pain," so he was in there doing that for Tupac already. So Devontae was hanging around with them first. Now Mary hung out with Tupac the very first day he got out. KC and JoJo weren't even there. You know what I'm saying? He met up with Jodeci and saw them later when they was with Suge, and they walked in there and they met Pac and everything, and they was all super nervous, meeting him and chilling and kicking it with him, and he talking with them. So that was the first time really, and he kind of heard, Mary was doing that, but Mary was coming over to him. They was at the club downtown going to see some shows, and she was up sitting up top with Pac sitting on his lap. And I'm like, that's weird. It was weird like that. She was sitting on Pac's lap, and Casey was singing that same old song. If you think you're lonely now, wait until tonight. Yeah. So, anyway, they were all booed up at the time. Then they got booed up doing appearances. So, needless to say, at this whole time, her and Pac though was speaking on the side like they was like he. I guess he treated her like that was his homegirl. But everybody else thinks something else is going on. Now, what I was told was something different. That Pac wasn't hitting it. Like it was there for Pac to hit it, but he really didn't want it, and she was just hooking him up with some of his homegirls that's coming in. That Pac was hooking up with her, but she was actually they were like cool, and she was like kind of offering it to him, but he was like, nah, I don't think that's cool. And, her and Casey got into a drug-filled rage one night because she was gone off the blow and drinking, and he was drinking and getting high and doing whatever. And he was going over there, and they got into an argument supposedly about Tupac, about how close she is, and he getting jealous. And that's why Danny Boy and Jodeci ended up not really talking, because they were feeling that something was going on, because Tupac was hanging out more with Danny Boy after they had their little differences. Because KC was like not happy about the whole situation when Mary was hanging over there with them while they was with Suge. And they only got brought in to do the How Do You Want It hook because Suge made that happen. They wasn't even on the original song. They were added on to do the hook. He didn't even have them on the record. And then it came out perfect when they put them on How Do You Want It and had Jodeci do the hook. But that was Suge's idea to put Jodeci on there. So anyway, they're in the hotel arguing that had like up and down the storm. And she's flipping out. I'm not gonna cry no more. And if you think you're lonely now, wait until tonight. God, I know you want to buy, and you've been hanging around that no good daddy boy. Oh, if you think you're lonely now, wait until tonight. God. And Mary, I'm not gonna cry no more. I am only human. Don't choke me. Oh, baby, I gotta get it out ya. Oh, that's why I got my hands around your neck. Oh, if you think you're lonely now. So anyway, she screams, yells, she jumps, locks herself in the bathroom. She gets on the phone and call Pop. She called up Pop. He gonna kill me. He gonna kill me. He trying to kill me. Come get me out the hotel. He banging on the door. If you think you're lonely now, wait until tonight, girl. So she just climbed out the bathroom window and slide down to the floor and starts running down the street. And Tupac picked her up on the street. Oh man. So this became a problem. Suge was like, listen, we got a situation. Man, if you want some women, man, I can hook it up for you. But you gotta stay away from Mary. She ain't stable. I tried to help her, because that's how I do. Try to help my friends. She one of my friends. So I try to help her out their situation. Now, she gonna have to take some time off to recuperate. Now, I told KC he gotta chill. So I told him to relax. I sent him back to the hospital so he can go there and say, he hurt his hand in the hospital. So he already mad at Danny Boy. That's why I sent Danny Boy home. And he mad at you too, because he feel like you in the way. So Pac was like, man, I ain't trying to get into no soap opera drama. She asked me for a ride, Suge. I just picked up. And that's just that. I tried to save him. So the last time he saw Casey's like, I gotta talk to you, man. If you think you're lonely now, wait until tonight, Pac. So he got in Pac's face, telling him how he felt. He got JoJo there. And JoJo just like backing him up on the backup vocals. You know you was wrong, Pac. Yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? That's his woman, man. You jumped on there. And you got in the way. Kind of got in the way, Pac, you know. That's his business. And whatever happens between me and my woman, it's my fault. It's my fault only. Me and her got nothing to do with you, Pac. Oh, nothing to do with you. If you think you're lonely now. So while he was doing all that and all in Pac face, Pac ends up like, look, dude, you ain't supposed to be hitting on no women, period. And Pac got real serious. Like, dude, you messed up. You need help. This and that. You need to relax. Get yourself down and don't touch me. So it went to a don't touch me situation. And when that happened, next thing you know, Pac put him in that little side door closet. He just pushed him in it. Boom! And he was, oh, whoa, whoa, JoJo, whoa, 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 we men, we talking, brother. And KC, man, I'm sorry, man. I got love for you, man. If you think you're lonely now, shut up. So it went from that to shut up. We don't want to hear that no more. They dapped it up like we boys, and Suge was like, man, see, this is what we talking about. We can't handle division. We let a crazy woman come in here, and she ruined everything. Now, she's supposed to be on the record. We just gonna take off. We got Jewel gonna be on the record. So, that's how Jewel ended up getting on All Eyes on Me and not Mary J. Blige. Mary J. Blige ended up just leaving, just going by. They put her in a room. She just had to stay away from KC for a while. And that's how all that transpired. And she ended up not being on Tupac's record. And you never heard the Tupac Mary version. Tupac was going to be on Mary songs. And all that was going to work. And she was going to be the original person on I Wonder Why They Call You Ben. I Wonder Why You Call Me Ben. I bet you. She was singing that hook and not Jewel. Jewel was brought in to sing the hook after the Mary J situation blew up. So after that, Pac and KC and JoJo, they got cool. They became like brothers. So they became real tight, and next thing you know, basically the group like Devontae was mad, and ended up leaving. So it was just Casey and JoJo that ended up sticking around and hanging out. Devontae fell out with Suge, and he had a lot of issues going on. Then he was on that nose candy, that sniffy jiffy booger sugar. So he had to bail out. So while he bailed out, everybody else was picking up the slack and picking up the pieces. They were like, look, he out, I'm in. I'm up, next guy up. So that's how it was. And then, they just all kind of went their separate ways. And Casey and JoJo was doing their thing. And like, look, I don't know what's up with nobody else. It's just me and my brother. But that was the extent of it. Mary and Casey think they got back together again. And, Casey ain't no fighter, man. He just had problems, with women and keeping his hands to himself when it came to them situations. When you got drugs and liquor and, just overwhelmed with so much nonsense, these are the type of things that transpire. So, with that being said, it's your boy Carcino telling you don't forget the Cash App is Carcino. And you could definitely hit me up on the Patreon, which is Carcino for Life. Hit the link in the description box. You can hit the Streamlab up. We appreciate all the love and support. And we're out.